Hello, welcome to Impact Nuggets. My name is Nat King with Irvine Training and Nat King Impacts. Welcome. We're very excited to present our very first Impact Nuggets. During our Impact Nuggets, we are going to be discussing all things value, all things personal growth, all things influence, all things impact. We're going to be discussing all these things, which are all connected to our success in life and connected to our ability to be able to live fulfilled lives, our ability to be able to influence other people also in a very positive way. And so that's just to give you an idea. Now, the thing is, why are these things important for us to discuss? Things like personal growth and, growing in value and so on. Well, very simply put, as you purposely grow, you begin to put plans in place for you to grow yourself. What you discover is that you increase in your personal value. You increase in value. As you increase in value, what happens is that you also increase in influence. Your influence capacity enlarges. And as a result of that, your impact capacity, guess what, also increases because now you're able to make a difference in so many other people in a lasting way, not just short term. All right, not just short term. And so this is what we're going to be doing during Impact Nuggets beginning tonight. And we're going to be back next week as well and the subsequent weeks. And so before we dive in, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Please follow us if you're on Facebook. For those of you on YouTube, make sure that you hit the notification button. Do not forget that so that you don't miss out on any content that we provide. Could be even later this week, could be next week, and the weeks to come as well. So very important, right? Okay, so let's dive in. So today we're gonna start off with a major killer. And I know as soon as I said major killer, most of you are already thinking of some kind of disease, like malaria or some flu-like illness, but that is not even what we're talking about. However, this is still one of the major killers in the history of humankind. This is one of the major killers in the history of humankind. Now, so let's start off with disappointment. Disappointment, and I'm sure everyone connected right now, can recall moments in your life where you were very disappointed, right? You were disappointed that something you anticipated was going to happen, something good you anticipated was going to happen, and it didn't. So disappointment comes in when our expectations, right? When our expectations are not matched with the outcome, when our expectations are not met with the outcome that actually ended up occurring. And so so scientists, researchers have actually found this to be true, that when you anticipate something exciting happening, right? When you're looking forward to something really good, it could be in your career, right? It could be, a pay rise that you were anticipating. It could have been a promotion that you were looking forward to. It could be, a business venture that you were looking to start, right? It could be something else. It could be something to do with relationship that you're looking to do, and you are very excited about it. What researchers have discovered is that when we get excited about something, our brain automatically produces dopamine, right? It produces dopamine. It produces dopamine high. So that is what, gets our excitement levels very, very high, and it seems like everything is going well. The whole world is amazing. Life is great. But then disappointment sets in, when things don't actually go the way we were hoping they would. So disappointment is when hope is not actually, something that comes to pass, something that something that didn't happen. So, with disappointment, comes discouragement. Disappointment leads to discouragement. Now, why did I say that this is a major killer? Discouragement is a major killer. Why? Because when disappointment sets in and we don't deal with disappointment appropriately, when we don't manage disappointment appropriately, what happens is that we move from a high level of dopamine to a very low one all of a sudden, right? Because your brain reacts differently. Your brain reacts differently, and so when you're discouraged, it becomes very difficult to even have the strength to do that which you are desiring to do. You lose strength to do what you're desiring to do. So discouragement is basically when there is a loss of confidence about something happening. When we lose confidence of something very good happening, and I'm sure everyone connected this evening can relate to it. Some of you, this may even be something as recent as last week, or even yesterday, or something that happened this morning. Why are we discussing this evening? Because when discouragement is not dealt with properly, what happens is that we don't, it becomes difficult to pick ourselves up. It becomes difficult for us to even see hope in the future, to see hope, in tomorrow. It becomes very difficult, So when someone falls into that state of discouragement, that state of despair, it becomes, life becomes so doom and gloom. They don't see possibilities anymore. You don't see possibilities anymore. And so that is the reason why we're looking at this. Now, if you stay down, you cannot have any chance whatsoever in finishing the race. You can't have any chance whatsoever in finishing the race. So, okay, you can fall down, right? But if you fall down, you need to make sure that you don't stay down. That's the difference. If you fall down, make sure that you put in place certain mechanisms, right? You take certain steps that will get you to get back up. Those who stay down are completely out of the race. If you stay down, there is no chance whatsoever of you actually making a success of your life, making a success of your family, making a success of your career, your studies, your business, whatever it may be. Right? So it's very, very important that we begin to think about this thing. Now, you see, it requires a very high level of self-awareness as well. A very high level of self-awareness. The more you are aware of, of disappointments and discouragement, the quicker it is for you to take steps to come out of it. You have to. It's very difficult for you to, for you to take steps towards your desired goals, towards your desired future, if you are out and down and completely out of the race. Let me share a story with you. So in 1992, at the Barcelona Olympics, 1992 Barcelona Olympics, there was an athlete by the name of Derek Redmond. Now, he started the race, along with his, fellow competitors. The race took off. Anyway, after one lap, after the first lap, round the track, he was doing very well. After about 150 meters or so, he stopped running in what appeared to be great pain. He basically tore his ligament. I believe, it was on his right leg. So he did that, and it was very painful. So he went down. And of course, the whole crowd was looking at him, oh no, like most of us would do. But before you know it, this man, Derek, got up and he began to walk. And then he began to limp. So he began to limp and he continued limping. And as he was limping, people were wondering, what's this guy doing? The race is ended. What are you doing? Just stay down and get checked up. But anyway, he carried on limping. And as he was limping, there was a guy who broke through the security out of the stands, and went to Derek to support Derek. Now, it turned out that this man was Derek's father. So they carried on, so he helped Derek to limp towards the finish line. But his father asked him, why are you doing this? You don't have to. And Derek responded, yes, I do. I have to do this. So anyway, his dad helped him. And as they were approaching the finish line, his dad let him go, and and he was able to finish, the race, even though, of course, he came last. However, 65,000 people who were in the stadium at that moment all stood to their feet. Every single one stood up. Everyone rose up. And they began to cheer him on. They began to clap. Every single person in that stadium in that moment was moved by this man, Derek, who refused to stay down because he wanted to give himself a chance. Now, of course, he didn't win the race. And you may be thinking, well, he didn't win the race. What's the point? The point is, even in that situation, even in that hopeless situation, Derek Redmond was able to touch the lives of 65,000 people who were in the stadium in that moment. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, that's just amazing. Now, today, when many people think of the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, lots of people think of someone who did not complete this race, someone who didn't finish. His name is Derek Redmond. And so the point of telling you this story is that even in what may seem like a completely dead situation, like it was with Derek, right? Absolutely no chance of him finishing that race. Even if you find yourself in such a situation, it's very important that you don't remain down. You have to get up and make the best of that situation. Don't stay down. If there's anything you're going to take away from this Impact Nugget episode, is do not stay down. Those who stay down are completely out of the race. Rosa Parks once said, we will fail when we fail to try. We will fail. So something that you're guaranteed is going to happen if you fail to try is failure. It's failure. If you don't try, you are guaranteed to fail. So question is, why don't you try? Why don't you try? So this evening, we're just here to encourage you. There are certain steps that you and I can take when we find ourselves, in situations that can be very discouraging, right? When life hits us, when life hits us with a blow. And one of them that we're going to discuss just very briefly now is being thankful. So one of the keys to coming out of discouragement is being thankful. Being thankful for the things that you have going on for you now. The things that are going well. The things that are going well. You need to be grateful for the things that are in your life right now, which some people may be wishing and hoping they had. That is one of the major ways of coming out of that mode of discouragement. You need to make sure that you're very thankful, that you're thankful to the people around you who support you in other ways. Right? That you're thankful for even having a job. That is, if you are disappointed that you didn't get a raise, right? A raise, or you didn't get a promotion, right? Still be thankful that at least you've got a job. There are many jobless people, right, who are desiring to have jobs. In whatever situation you find yourself, there is certainly something that you can find to be thankful for. There is always something that you can find to be thankful for. So when we're thankful, what happens is that our brain responds to it in a very positive way. And guess what? It begins to energize the rest of your body. It begins to energize the rest of your body. And all of a sudden, you're seeing hope. You're seeing hope in in situations that really should be a complete write-off. In situations that should be a complete write-off. All of a sudden, you're seeing possibilities. All of a sudden, your eyes are seeing what possibilities, new ventures, new things that you could move into that perhaps you hadn't even thought of before. When we're encouraged, when we are motivated, it helps our brains to be able to think creatively. It helps us to be able to think more strategically. It helps us to come up with solutions that are even outside of the box, right? Unconventional solutions to problems. Okay? And so this is the main key that I want you to take home today. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful. I'll also tell you, I'm sure most of you remember, WWE. Yes, I know it's still going on, but I don't really watch it anymore. I don't watch it anymore. I've been watching it for some time now. But I used to be a huge WWE fan, when I was a teenager. And one of the things that used to always crack me up was when one of the wrestlers would throw the opponent to the floor, and the opponent would look like they were completely out, knocked out cold, and they would just be lying down like this, right? And then the opponent goes to sit on top of them. Goes to lie on top of them, and the referee begins to count 1, 2. Just before the third one, the person somehow just gets up, yeah, and everyone's like, yeah. Now, of course, that's all fake. Wait, okay, sorry if you didn't think it was fake. I apologize. But anyway, of course, you know what I mean. So the point is that, yes, of course, that was just bit of humor there. But on a more serious note, you cannot allow life to knock you down. You can't allow you can't allow life to make you be completely out of the number of people who are being successful, in your family or in your town or in your city or in your nation. You have to be among those who are counted as successful people. Okay, point number 2 as well. The second key to help you come out of, of discouragement. Oh, okay. Time is up. Stay tuned for next week. Next week, we're going to be back. We're going to carry on with the keys to coming out of discouragement. The keys to coming out of discouragement. Please share this. Please share this video right now with, with people that may be going through very challenging situations right now. They may have had some massive setback. Share this video with them to encourage someone today. All right. So until we meet next week, have a wonderful, glorious, few days, and keep yourself encouraged. Don't stay down. Thank you so much. My name is Nat King. Bye-bye.